Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. The world we live in is full of uncertainties. Emergencies can occur at any moment. Whether it's a family crisis, a hurricane, or a pandemic, learning how to emergency-proof your finances can help limit your overall disruption, lower your stress, and put you in a better position to ride out any emergency. And on top of that, it puts easy money back in your pocket. Not being prepared for an emergency can end up costing you 2 to 3 times the original cost. Some emergencies, if not planned for, can wipe out your finances entirely. A poll by Statista in 2019 showed 45% of Americans don't have any savings at all, and 69% of Americans have $1,000 or less. And only 50% of those are taking emergencies into account when building their savings. This lack of savings will just lead to financial nightmares. Bankrate.com found the average cost of an unexpected emergency was around $3,500. With less than $1,000 in savings, most people end up putting that type of expense on a credit card or even taking out a personal loan. This is a quick road that may end up being a high-cost solution. With the average credit card APR being around 17.3% and the average interest rate on a personal loan 10.07%, you're looking at that $3,500 emergency costing you anywhere from $350 to $595 per month in interest alone. So how do you combat this? Well, let's talk about it on this edition of Easy Money. Nobody has a crystal ball, and it's more than difficult to predict when an emergency will arise. So what do? It is much easier to respond and adapt to an emergency when you're prepared. Start by taking a look at your financial health. Here are 6 things you should review regularly to check the status of your financial health. How prepared are you for unexpected events? Do you have an emergency fund? What is your net worth? Is it positive or negative? Do you have the things you need in life? How about the things that you want? What percent of your debt would you consider high interest, such as credit cards, personal loans? Is it more than 50%? Are you actively saving for retirement? Do you feel that you're on track to meet your long-term goal? Do you have enough insurance coverage, whether it be health or life? There are a number of ways to measure your financial health. Your savings and overall net worth represent the monetary resources at your disposal for current or future use. Things like debt, such as credit cards, mortgages, auto and student loans, directly affect these resources. It's important to note that financial health is not a static figure. It changes and ebbs and flows based on your liquidity and assets, as well as the fluctuation of the price of goods and services. For example, an individual's salary might remain constant while the cost for food, gasoline, mortgages, college tuition consistently increase. Despite the good state of your initial financial health, you may lose ground and lapse into decline if you do not keep pace with the rising cost of goods. The typical signs of strong financial health include things like a steady flow of income, consistency in expenses, strong returns on your investment, and a cash balance that is growing and is on track to continue to grow. Once you know where you stand, you're in the best position to set a plan for the future. This plan begins with budgeting. There's only 2 sides to the financial coin: money in and money out. Begin a budget by tracking your expenses. This will give you a baseline of where you're at. Then, review these items. Ask yourself if there are any areas where you can cut back. Are there subscription services you don't really need? Are there things that could be swapped out for less expensive versions, like 20% iced coffee from home instead of $7 from Starbucks? If you desire to take control of your finances, it is really important to understand your wants versus your needs. You may want that coffee, but do you need it? Say you buy one $7 coffee per day. That's $49 per week, $2,500 per year. That's your emergency fund right there. Most financial planners recommend you set aside 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. So as you track your expenses and see how much it costs you to live for 1 month, multiply that number anywhere from 3 to 6, and that's what you need to save up. Keep in mind, this is your emergency fund, not your "my friends are going to Vegas for the weekend and I want to go" fund. This should be used for emergencies only, to pay medical bills, recover from job loss, or a natural disaster, or make it out to visit a loved one in the hospital, or heaven forbid, a funeral. By having and maintaining this emergency fund, you'll have peace of mind. This will lower your stress levels and allow you to think better on your feet when the emergency does arise. And it will cost you so much less. What if you don't have an emergency fund, or you've recently depleted it? Yes, you should continue to budget and add back your regular scheduled savings payments. But what if you wanted to quickly boost your savings? Here are a few ways you could do so. Go through your home and garage. Find things that you no longer need that you can sell. Post your items on online marketplaces such as Facebook or eBay. ThreadUp, OfferUp, Let Go, Carousel, or hold a yard sale. Earn extra cash. Work extra hours at your existing job. Ask for that long-awaited raise. You can find a side hustle. Check out Postmates or Uber Eats, Lyft, or other ride-sharing opportunities. Or, with working from home on the rise, many job sites such as FlexJobs advertise flexible hours, remote contract, or part-time jobs. Websites like Upwork, Freelancer, or Fiverr have abundant freelance gigs for a lot of skills. Or you could do what my 9-year-old's been doing and ask folks in the neighborhood if you can rake their leaves or mow their lawn. This is not only a great way to save, it's also a great way to pay down your debts. It's a lot easier to grow your wealth and live stress-free if you don't have any debt. With this, I would focus on your bad debt. These are all of your debts that don't increase in value or create revenue for you. Things like credit cards, cars, clothes, etc. If you're interested in learning about the difference between good and bad debt, click on the link above. And if you find this content helpful or know anyone this could be helpful to, please share. I'm always grateful to grow the community and be able to reach out to more people looking for that easy money. Another essential part of emergency planning is having insurance. There are so many emergencies that can be financially crushing. Things that can end you financially, such as major medical expenses, a natural disaster that takes out your home, a car accident, and more. Take the time now to review your current insurance coverages to make sure you have the right amount of coverage for your needs. Review your car, property, health, life, and umbrella policies. Not only do you need to ensure you have the right coverage you need, but take this opportunity to see if there are any savings out there. Shop around. See if you can bundle your services. It's a good idea to look over your insurance policies once per year and shop around. There's no need to pay more for the same coverage if you don't have to. I know these steps aren't easy. It takes both time and effort. But nothing worthwhile comes without effort. You're in charge of your financial destiny. Take action and control your finances. Stop letting financial emergencies control you. And now that you've put a plan into action and you have an emergency fund, what do you do if a disaster does strike? Emergencies are disruptive. They can be difficult, even with preparation. The best way is to have a plan. Take what I feel is one of the worst possible emergencies, and that's death. There's a lot of things you can do to make this situation as easy as possible. Although it's never easy, but with preparation, a large portion of the stress and worry can be lifted. Make sure you have life insurance. I know one of the worst things for me would be that my wife and kids are left without financial means. Also, have a will. Everyone needs a will, even if you're a long way from being old. A will is a legal document that helps carry out your wishes after you've passed on. And this makes it easier for everyone involved to not have to guess what you would have wanted. The only way to be emergency proof is through proper preparation. So when you start, be sure to take a look at your financial health. Track your spending. Set and follow a budget. Have 3 to 6 months in an emergency fund. Review and choose the best insurances for your needs, and have a will. Do this, and you too can be emergency proof. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this or found it helpful in any way, please tap that like button so many people can be entertained or educated. And be sure to subscribe to ensure you're always getting access to that easy money. I'm Andrew, this is Easy Money, and now it's time to invest in yourself.